Here's the mayor. Here's the mayor.
Thank you, Bob and Julius. First, an announcement. An announcement. The police official estimate of the crowd is 2.2 million people, the largest that we have ever had in any parade. The largest. Now, I asked the Mets to be here today for a very special reason. I want to present them with a bill. The bill is for 7.5 million cases of nervous collapse. This was a very unusual World Series. Usually, the World Series begins with the first pitch of the first game. Listen. Can't compete with a kid. Darryl, I can't compete with this kid.
All right, the crowd is just chanting away because there the mayor has picked up Darryl Strawberry's son. Darryl Strawberry's son just started walking across the stage. The crowd started chanting Darryl. Now the mayor is returning little Darryl to big Darryl. Here the mayor comes again to continue the ceremony.
This is tough stuff. Listen. Hold it, hold it. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. But you got to listen. Shh. The little secret is this. I learned about baseball this year. And I learned it the easy way. I learned it watching the Mets. I have never been so enthralled, so excited at a sports event, and I'm very grateful to them. Very grateful. Now, I want to tell you how much I've learned. So you got to listen. This year, the series began with the third pitch of the third game. Oil Can Boyd threw a fastball, and Lenny Dykstra drove it into the right field. Listen, I am not going to read my speech. I am not going to read it. Instead, I'm going to tell you a couple of little things, and then we'll go on to others. Hold it. The city of New York is very proud. You know why? Because we are the international capital of the world, but the Mets made us in the very best way for all that it means, in the words of the great governor of the state of New York, a family. The Mets made of the city of New York a small town with love and affection where everybody in this city knows one another. Today, we're all one family. And you guys did it. Now, I want to introduce someone who really gave up a lot today to be with us. You know, this happens to be an election year, and I know the governor would rather be out campaigning someplace. You know, oh yes, you know, I want you to know that on a few days before an election, is not exactly what you would pass by. But I also want you to know that the governor of the state of New York is also one of the great baseball players, almost, but without question is the greatest governor of the state of New York. Let's hear it for Mario Cuomo.
One sentence, because I'm dying to hear from the players. The whole state of New York is very, very proud of this team and very grateful to the Mets. Not just for winning, but for the way they won, for teaching us lessons about courage and coming from behind, for doing it the way New York has always done it. Now, they won 116 games this year. I'm looking forward to their winning 117 games next year and coming back here to a parade with 2.5 million people. I love the Mets. We're grateful to them. Thank you very, very much.
He is a smart governor. This is tough stuff, you know. Tough stuff. Now, if you don't let me do this, I'm going to have a lot of trouble all of the balance of the year. I got to introduce, and please help me. I have to introduce with pleasure, with pride, the members of the Board of Estimate, City Council President Andy Stein. Oh boy. Controller Jay Golden. Bronx President Stanley Simon. Brooklyn Borough President Howie Golden. Manhattan Borough President David Dinkins. Staten Island Borough President Ralph Lamberti. Didn't I do all those people a big favor? You bet, we're getting there. Now, listen, I have to now introduce with pleasure the president of the Borough of Queens, home of Shea Stadium, Claire Schulman.
Let's go, Mets!
Peter Vallone. New York.
Well, here we go. This has been a wonderful Saturday morning. Very spontaneous. The people here want to see and hear from the Mets. Standing behind there, if you can see just behind the podium there, there is that beautiful World Series trophy that will be presented to our world champion Mets. And that will happen also momentarily. Gary Carter and Keith Hernandez will probably receive it in behalf of the team. Let's now go right back to the president of the Mets, who's speaking right now. Frank Cashin is now up there thanking the city for this wonderful event. And once again, we have this has just been tumultuous. 2.2 million people. There's been nothing like this in the city history, there's been no parade like this. There's been actually no team celebration ever like this. And as the governor said, he wants to see the Mets back here next year. Well, there'll be some Yankee fans who also want the Yankees here next year, too. But this has certainly been an uplifting day for the whole city. Let's now go right back to the ceremony and the presentation of that World Series trophy. All right, there we go. As you saw it, that's the World Series. The symbol of the World Series. Oh, what memories that has.
John, we might want to explain that all of the television stations that are carrying this broadcast are experiencing an audio problem, and that's one of the reasons why we're not able to pick up Mayor Koch right now. And we want to thank you for bringing us all the details of the story. We're going to continue with JJ for a short while. Because everybody has been waiting, naturally, for the players to come out, for the Mets to be seen and to be heard, and that's why we'll continue to stay with you, John, but we wanted to explain the audio problem.
Right, okay, thank you very much, Ernie. As you well know, it's very hard for me to hear. Davey Johnson, the manager of the Mets now, has gone to the podium. He is now thanking the crowd, and he says he's going to be here the same time next year. I guess he knows something. Well, as you well know, this is a great Met team. And here comes Ray Knight, the most valuable player of the World Series. What a year he has had. Ray Knight came back from 2 bad years until this year. Davey Johnson had great faith in him. He certainly proved that to be true. He had an outstanding year, an outstanding World Series. He was, in many ways, for this team, also one of the unsung real leaders. He's now thanking the crowd. He is thanking his fellow players. He's saying that he hasn't seen a group of players so close like this who pulled together. The crowd is now thanking him. What a wonderful joy. Here's Gary Carter now coming to the microphone. Let's see if we point my microphone, if we can pick up some of that audio from Gary Carter.
Fantastic year for the New York Mets. And I know personally I'm very, very proud to be a part of this great team. And for all your support all throughout the whole year, thank you for making a dream come true. When you're on first base, the one and only Keith Fernandez. Your fans are great. I have to say one thing, I'll make it real short. You made the difference in game 6 and 7. Boston couldn't handle the Met fans. Thanks for the support. The guy with the unforgettable name, Rudy. Thank you. 1986, year of the Mets. 1987, year of the Mets. 1988, year of the Mets. Nice shot. Ladies and gentlemen, they're coming back here next year to celebrate the same event where Willie in 87. Take care and God bless. Number 1.
Here at City Hall, the 1986 World Champion Mets, feted here by the mayor, the governor, and most importantly, by this adoring crowd of Mets fans. 2.2 million people have come out here to say thank you, Mets. Thank you for all the thrills that you've given us in 1986. This was...
Has Darryl Strawberry kissed and made up with Davy Johnson? What's the situation?
No, and I don't think there will be a kiss and make up, and I don't think there needs to be one. He kissed and made up last night when he put a ball into the right field scoreboard. That's all Davy Johnson ever asked. That's all Darryl ever wanted, and so that's done. Darryl's not going to like coming out of a game, and Davy doesn't want him to like coming out of a game. So there's nothing to be made up about. He was mad. Davy wants him to be mad. That means he wants to play ball.
This is appropriate, Gary, because tell the folks out there what you were doing just a couple of years ago before you went into the booth.